Welcome to the Southern U Podcast, brought to you by Darden Archery on the OKest Podcast Network, with your co-host, Matt Brock, Jeremy Ferguson, and Taylor McMurtry. If you're looking for all things land-related in the Southeast, you came to the right place. Whether it's real estate, habitat, wildlife, or just being outdoors, this is the place for you. Welcome to the Southern U. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Southern U Podcast, where we talk all things land related. We talk farm and hunting and ag and anything else we can think of has to do with southeastern land stuff. To my immediate left is the man of the hour, special guest Mark Brenner, Outfitters Depot. What's up, Mark?
Hey guys, I'm so glad to be here. I love spending time with y'all, and I love talking outdoors. And
well, there's at least one person that likes to hang out with us, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me.
Nobody else does.
He's kind of an oddball.
No, man, appreciate you hanging out with us, and of course,
Appreciate you having me.
We got the honorary doctorate Ferguson over there.
Honorary doctorate.
Yeah, I feel like you just know so many things. We should go ahead and give you a doctorate. He's well versed in many areas.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say, including BS.
Master of none, though.
Jeremy, and then also for
the one,
the
only A.L.
Deer legend.
Shut that crap up. Come on,
Mr. Matthew Brock.
That's right.
Good grief.
We got Matt Brock in the house, man.
Quickly turning into the A.L. real estate legend over there.
I know, man. He's getting after it on the real estate
rocking
side
and
of
rolling.
things.
I've been blessed lately. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well,
Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if he don't slow down, he's going to turn into a snake.
Yeah. Listen, before we get into anything else, I feel like we do need to talk about if y'all haven't followed Matt on social, you need to, because he's posting educational stuff, like, habitat stuff. It's very interesting, but he's also, I don't know what the word is, a snake enthusiast, but there's a better name for that. Weird.
herpetologist.
There you go.
Yeah.
Herpetologist. That's what I was looking for.
You're not a herpetologist.
I might as well be.
Yeah.
Herpetoculturist.
There you go. We're just going to call you Voldemort. That's what we're going to call you.
But so
we need to have an episode on snakes.
Well, you would be the one that we'd need to ask all the questions, because none of us know anything about it.
We need to do that.
We can do it. I don't know. Do you guys even want to hear us talk about snakes?
The note rope segment.
That's right.
Nah.
Old no shoulders. But so if you haven't followed him on social, he's buying up snakes and selling them like car dealers. It's crazy. So he's got all kinds of snakes now, wheeling and dealing. But when did that start? When did the love of either
all things slithery?
Yes.
Well, Taylor, you got to go way back.
Way back. Okay.
Because 40 years ago, I got my first snake.
What?
It was an eastern hognose. Yeah.
So how old are you?
I started
42.
So you got a snake it too?
My dad brought an eastern hognose snake home when I was really young.
Okay. I thought you might have just figured something out about male anatomy at 2.
I will admit that, at that age, of course, I wasn't taking care of the thing by myself. But yeah, I had that hognose snake up until my early teen years, and it just died for some reason. But it did really well in captivity.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
About snakes. Where does the tail start?
The tail starts at the cloaca.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it don't start right behind the head?
That's the scientific answer. Yep.
But anyway, no. So I actually raised and bred snakes in college for a little while. And then when we moved from Starkville, I got rid of about 95% of my collection.
95.
I got real thin, and just kept a few native snakes to do some school shows and stuff like that. That's really all I had. And then I got out of those entirely. So I went several years with nothing. And then since 24, I have started back.
Oh yeah, didn't you like make a run to New Orleans or something to get a snake?
One time, no, it wasn't just one.
My bad.
So I had 7 snakes shipped from the state of Washington they were supposed to go to GTR, which is the Golden Triangle Regional Airport. And I was living in Starkville at the time. So it was like 10 miles down the road. And they ended up getting shipped to somewhere in Ohio.
Oh no.
And y'all don't know a whole lot about snakes, I wouldn't imagine. So you don't want snakes in transit for too long. You know, they get too hot, too cold, something can happen, and you'll end up with deceased animals when they arrive. So
Oh darn.
don't talk like that. So
Look, man, snakes are jerks. It's biblical.
no, it's not.
It's
talk
biblical.
about
Snakes suck.
You misinterpreted the whole script. If that's what you got out of Genesis, you really missed the boat. So we'll talk about that when we talk about snakes.
There we go.
But it'll be a spiritual snake show.
Oh boy, that'll fit perfect in North
Sand
Alabama.
Mountain, baby. Snake handling.
We'll handle snakes and everything.
That's awesome.
But no, I did have to go to New Orleans, or actually it was Baton Rouge, because the snakes, after they left Ohio, they ended up in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
So I tracked them, and they said they were in possession of them, and I was like, look, don't let those snakes leave that airport. I'm headed down there right now to pick them up. This was at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were like, well, look, we the airport shuts down at 11. I'm like, I'll be there. If I have to speed and get tickets out on the way, I'll be there. So we hauled tail down there, and we had 2 flat tires on the way. Yeah.
That's a sign. You know?
Yep.
Well, but I'm resilient. I don't give up. It was a holiday, so nobody was open to repair anything. Finally got a guy to leave his, it may have been Father's Day.
Oh no.
Anyway, I got a guy to leave his Father's Day dinner with his family to come bring me a tire, mount it and everything on the side of the road just to get me to the airport. We walked in the door about 3 minutes before they shut down.
Wow.
And ended up spending the night in Baton Rouge over 7 snakes. Yeah.
Over a snake.
7.
Wow.
It was
Seven
an
snakes.
expensive shipment. It wasn't this wasn't like your corn snake shipment. Cheap stuff.
Yeah, that's cheap stuff. You didn't know
Yeah.
that, guys. That's not,
Yeah.
So I do have a
Black
question.
market snakes.
No, they're totally legal.
I do have a question about domestic snakes. Is it legal to facilitate those? If I found a snake in the wild,
So that depends on the state. Some states allow you to keep native wildlife. Some states don't. In the state of Alabama, they protect pine snakes and king snakes.
What?
And I want to say eastern coach whips, huh?
No indigo?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, so the indigo is actually federally protected too. But yeah, they're state protected. Yeah. But see, Alabama is unique because we're home to all 3 of the eastern pine snakes. We got black pines, Florida pines, and northern pines. So you can't have any of the 3. And
so it's only certain species that you
Right.
can.
So typically they'll protect a species if it has a very limited range or if it's rare. And I don't understand why we're protecting king snakes. They're one of the more common snakes that I see them all over the state.
Saw one today.
Saw one today. Yeah, I see them all the time. They're very common. I know that their populations have declined over the years, but I don't think that they're in need of protection.
So why is snakes categorized other different than mammals?
It's always been that way. I don't really know.
You know, for instance, you can't, facilitate a raccoon if you find a raccoon.
Well, they're
you can't-
rabies vectors.
or a deer.
Game animal.
So
Can't be in possession of game animals unless it's during the season and within the legal weapons and framework that are provided. So, reptiles have just always been in their own category.
I'm going to throw you for a loop.
What?
What about our western diamondbacks?
Up in Colbert County?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are western diamondbacks in Alabama in a very localized area up in Colbert County near the Coondog
Coon
Cemetery.
dog cemetery. Yeah.
I've seen several individuals that have come from up there. But they got there because some collectors years ago brought them back to the state of Alabama and then released them. And apparently they're breeding and doing okay up there because I've seen several. And they're 100% Western Diamondbacks.
So, did the rattlesnake get a bad rap when they were labeled as being mean as a rattlesnake? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, rattlesnakes, now, Mark, snakes have a bad reputation anyway.
I get it,
yeah.
but rattlesnakes don't seem to be as aggressive as a water moccasin or some of the other ones.
The ones that I've encountered, and I've encountered perhaps hundreds of rattlesnakes. I know it's well up into the dozens. And I've never encountered one that I would consider to be what people would say aggressive.
Aggressive.
No.
Yeah. They normally just want to kind of get out of the way.
I have stepped on top of two that never rattled, never moved. They just wanted me off.
Most timber rattlesnakes that I've encountered didn't rattle unless you really agitated them. And then now Eastern Diamondbacks,
Different story.
they'll generally let you know they're there. Either they'll rattle and say, hey, here I am. They might take a defensive posture, but I try to explain it to people like this. We're all men. If we're walking down the sidewalk and another man that we don't know just comes up to us and puts their hands on us, what are we going to do?
Right.
Bite.
You're going to fight back, and you're not going to ask questions. A snake, think about being a critter that's 2, 3, 4 feet long. You don't have arms and legs, and you don't have the ability to reason. And a dude walks up on you. What are you going to do? You're going to bite. That's your only defensive mechanism. That's what you know to do.
Yep.
So, I think people, snakes are mean. No, they're not mean. They're thinking about food, breeding, and survival.
Right.
Those 3 things.
Well, they know they can't eat you.
Right.
They know that.
Yep.
They're defending themselves.
Yep.
And in those situations, how often is it that those rattlesnakes or any venomous snake will do a dry bite?
They're not too uncommon. Now, I don't know the percentage, but it's not too uncommon for venomous snakes to bite and not inject venom.
And that's just a, hey, get away from me.
Just a defensive
bite without trying to utilize their venom.
Mm-hmm.
This very quickly became the snake episode.
It did.
We can move on.
Oh, no, I'm just saying it's cool.
Yeah.
Finding stuff out.
It's fine. But no, I've got a few snakes now. Just a few.
Got a few.
Yeah.
So
the snake breeding intrigues me.
if you're in the market for some slithering reptiles, then
Yeah.
So, Matt, what kind of adverse effect do snakes have on turkey poults or eggs?
So gray rat snakes are your biggest threat to turkey poults or eggs. Most other snake species are not going to be a problem. Pine snakes maybe in certain areas, but there's not enough of them to really matter. And pine snakes they're a terrestrial species, meaning they spend them, they're not arboreal, they're not climbing things most of the time. But I would really consider them to be fossorial. They're going to spend a lot of their time underground or under debris. So they're not much of a threat either. Mainly gray rat snakes.
Mainly gray rat snakes. So your venomous snakes, your rattlesnakes.
I mean, they're
copperheads,
opportunistic. They'll,
if they find one, they'll eat it. But
rat snakes love bird eggs. So, they small mammals. I say small, all the way up to squirrels, chipmunks, small rabbits.
And they're very efficient at finding them.
Oh, they are. They have an incredible sense of smell.
So if I'm working on small tract management or I'm working on management practices and I find these snakes, what's the best way of without killing them?
Yep. You'll never get me to say kill a snake.
I understand.
Yep.
And I'm the same way. But can we safely and successfully remove them? And if so, how far do you take them?
They will come
to his
back.
house. Take them to Matt.
They'll come back.
Like they say in relocating mammals, coons and stuff without crossing a body of water, it has to be at least 5 miles
Yeah. So
to be effective. Is that the same? Or is a snake going to crawl back 5 miles to get to where he came from?
I don't know how far they'll go, but I will tell you this. We had a very unique gray rat snake when I was in school that kept getting a chicken coop. So we removed that gray rat snake. By unique, he had a distinct color pattern, and he also had about 1/3 of his tail chopped off. So I mean, he had had the cloaca and then just a little bit of tail, and it was just blunt on the end. We took that snake over a mile away and threw him out in the woods, and within 4 to 5 days, he was back.
Come on.
Yeah. Yep.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I'll say this, I'm like Matt. I don't advocate for killing snakes, but quit putting the dadgum fake eggs in your chicken coops, man.
Gosh.
Just remove the snake. Call somebody to remove the snake.
I'd rather I don't advocate killing snakes. I'd rather you cut the snake's head off than to feed it a porcelain egg.
Yeah.
Because it's going to die.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's going to
Okay.
die.
That's rough way to go.
They can't digest it, and therefore,
And they can't pass it. So it clogs them up. They're done.
That'd be
wow.
a bad way to go.
Yep.
It's almost like a sponge for a dog.
Yep.
Yeah. Very similar. Yep.
Something like that we hate to see.
Yep. It would not be a good way to go. But no, I mean, you can try relocation, but honestly, there are so many rat snakes on the landscape. I don't know what good you're going to do by relocating one or two individuals a year.
The other one's gonna find the same.
Yeah,
nest.
you're just gonna another one's just gonna come right back in. So, rat snakes are pretty common.
Yeah, that's what we use for mouse and rat control around our shops and barns.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I know they're
Anytime-
great to have around the
Yeah,
barn.
anytime we catch one,
Well,
th-
shoot,
there,
man,
right
when-
there by the house.
When you were giving that presentation at
Doc's.
Doc's a few
Yep.
years ago, there were two
uh-huh.
big gray rat snakes. One of them probably close to 6 feet. And one
I've
of
got
them,
one of the videos of you.
Yeah, and one of them
handling.
probably 4.5 to 5 feet. Two, full grown
Yes.
gray rat snakes.
Very docile.
Yeah, while he's giving a presentation
Yeah.
behind him on the rafters
all
in the
of- Taylor,
barn.
all of a sudden,
I'll send you the video.
I was talking, and I'm looking at everybody else, and all of a sudden, every eye went whoop, whoop, right up above my head. And I
And
was
here he
like,
comes crawling out.
and I turned up and looked, and I was like, no. Well,
And then Matt goes
thank
up
you.
and picks him up and starts
Yeah.
hollering. Hell,
Yeah.
I've got the video. I've sent
That's
that to you.
crazy.
It was really awesome.
And we saw the two gray rat snakes, and then I don't know if it was the same day or not, but we've also seen a black king snake out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So may have been the same day.
May have been.
I think it was.
It was. Yeah.
That's wild.
Pretty cool place.
Well, before we jump into other stuff to talk about, did want to give one sponsor shout out real quick. One we haven't talked about enough, probably, but I want to shout out First South Farm Credit. I actually talked to Joseph today on the phone a little bit, and just in the financing world, especially with what you guys do,
Oh, yeah.
dealing with land and farm stuff, particularly, they will jump through all kinds of hoops and do whatever they can to
Absolutely.
get stuff done for you. And I've heard you talk about them extensively. You know what I mean? Just how, like, whether it's an easement that's a problem or it's whatever that seems to be an issue, getting the deal closed, they
Yep.
kind of go above and beyond to
Oh, yeah.
make that happen. But
Yeah, Joseph, not that most land lenders aren't very good at their job. Most of them are, okay?
right, sure.
But Joseph has always gone above and beyond. And, like this week, I've got part of our farm, mortgaged with First South. And I called him. I said, look, our loan to value ought to be pretty good. What's the chances of me getting some of it released? Because neighbors really wanting to buy it. So we looked at it. Numbers were about like what he and I thought they were, and so we're gonna release a piece and probably gonna sell it to my neighbor
Yeah.
if he really wants it bad enough.
No, there you go.
Always willing to work with you. If they can within reason. They're in business making money.
Sure, of course. But that's just, I know we try to highlight at least one sponsor on each episode. And like, man, it's been too long. We need to give them a little love. So but they help us out a lot and do some good stuff for us. But we also have something else coming up pretty soon, just around the corner. And that is the World Deer Expo. That's the 43rd time?
43rd annual
Yeah.
World Deer
Mark's
Expo.
our resident expert on the deer show.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's funny because we just kind of take it for granted around here, but I have been going to that show as long as I have been alive. I can't remember the first time I went. I just feel like we've just always gone every year. And so I didn't realize how big a deal that show is compared to everywhere else in the country. Like,
Look,
it's
especially high school, when I was able to drive, okay, it was marked on the calendar, buddy.
It was a big event.
Yeah, me and all of our buddies were going down, hang out, and a lot of times we'd go 2 days.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'd see kind of what was out there the first day, and those of us that had a little money to spend, we'd go back Sunday on pack-up day, and we'd be looking for deals and
That's
stuff
exactly
that exhibitors didn't want to carry home.
Yeah, that's Dad's rule.
Exactly.
Dad would go, "We're going on Sunday." Like, going on Sunday? Why can't we go before? Everything's going to get picked over. Like, no, it won't. And, if it's there, you're going to get a deal, or whatever.
They don't want to load that stuff back up.
That's right. So,
Yeah, so at 52 years old, this is the 43rd event. So I started going to I can count on one hand how many of those shows I've ever missed. And
Bless your heart.
I'm very proud to be and honored to be a part of that show.
absolutely.
And yeah, they got this is the 43rd annual, and it's going to be July the 17th through the 19th
right.
this year. So it's coming up. They're going to have over
That's a month
1,100.
away.
Yeah.
Coming up.
They've
real
got
quick.
over
Be here
1,100 booths. It's 2 stories. So if you can imagine the amount of floor space that is, it will literally take you 2 days to walk through that. I'm told it's the most attended 3-day outdoor show in the nation. They're going to have special guests there this year that I'll tell you that Tim Wells will be there. Macy Johnson will be there. Eddie Salter, of course, will be there. We'll be right there in the same booth next to Eddie, the Turkey Man himself, and I'm really excited about that.
Absolutely.
We will have Bubba Buck there. The Roll Tide Willie will be there as well.
Is Twiggy going to be back?
I haven't heard if Twiggy's going to be back there or not, but he seems to be a favorite amongst all the kids.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have bird and reptile show. We're going to have over, I think, 16 hunt giveaways that you can register for, and those are all across the world, not just in.
And hold on, so the hunt giveaways typically, that's not like a raffle. These are free giveaways.
That's correct. That is correct. And that's just a per drawing. And those are in different booths that they will have available. The BHA archery tournament is there every single year. They'll be back. The big buck competition will also be there. So if you've got a buck that you want scored or you want to enter into that contest, you can bring it down and do that. They'll have the trout pond back. And that's always great for the kids. We'll have the field and stage concert. That's a legacy original.
That's new, right?
That is the new.
Yeah.
That's a new feature that they've added this year. They'll have all kinds of guests there. The Oak Ridge Boys, Jake Owen, and the Eli Young Band. So we're gonna have some good acts after to follow. And they have a promotion that if you buy a concert ticket, you get 2 tickets to the show.
Nice.
So that's really neat. They also have a promotion going on now that if you buy 1 expo ticket, you actually get 4.
Right. I saw that.
So you buy 1, you end up with 4 total, which is a really nice, and that's a limited offer, limited time.
Yeah, and that's good savings there.
It is. And so you have to go to the worlddeerexpo.com, worlddeerexpo.com to get the tickets.
Yep.
And that's both for concert and for the event itself. So it's going to be a family fun event. Grab your friends, grab your family, come on down, have a great time. With the promotion they got going on tickets, you can bring your whole family, very, very affordable, and you're going to have a great time.
Well, the number one guest that I didn't hear on there that I know is going to be there is the Alabama deer legend himself, Mr. Matthew Brock.
Y'all got to cut that crap out.
If y'all are looking for autographs, that's the top one, guys.
Y'all do realize
Bring
I do
your-
this because it makes me mad, right?
Yeah,
Like,
bring
I don't
your
like
mountain by and let Matthew Brock sign it.
Good
And it'll
gosh.
be
Score it. Hey, you could score stuff though. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm an official measure. I could score a few deer.
That would be actually pretty cool. Come bring your bring your deer head by.
well, they're already doing it upstairs.
That's true.
so-
Yeah,
That's
but now
true.
they're going to be doing Alabama record book. So
They are,
They use the North American Whitetail record scoring system,
Yeah,
I think.
a little different.
Yeah, so I'd be Boone and Crockett.
Yep. That'd
Well,
be cool.
Eddie will be in booth 2419 and 2420, and we will be right beside the Turkey Man in 2421 and 2422.
That's right. Yeah.
I would personally like to invite all of you to come down and visit with us, and let's talk about habitat. Let's talk about things that we can do to help improve your place. If you're managing a place and if you want more deer, bigger deer, more turkeys, please come on down and let's chat and let's all discuss what we can do to help you. And we'll figure out things.
Yeah, so we'll have folks there from the Habitat Network, which, by the way, I've been doing a little bit of digging and research. I mean, especially for the Southeast, it is the largest collective of land management professionals in the Southeast,
Way to go.
That's crazy.
That's great.
and still add more people. So
Absolutely.
And something else about the show, guys, is all of the new products that were launched as far as the hunting industry goes. All those new products that were launched in the industry shows at the first of the year, the ATA, SHOT Show, and all that stuff. A lot of those products will be featured here. So whether it's new climbing gear, new tree stands, accessories, whatever you may think of, most of the time they will have a presence at this show. And respectfully, guys, growing up, there was no better way to kick off or get ready for hunting season than to go to this show.
no, there's no doubt.
Everybody there is all obviously an enthusiast, and you've got all kinds of guests and a wealth of knowledge that's there. So take advantage of it. And I mean, we're blessed for it to be in our own backyard, but I'll promise you, if you live within 4 or 5 states, it's worth the drive.
Yeah,
you
for sure.
will really enjoy the show. The people are friendly. The show's a really nice environment, and we'd love for you to be there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's cool. Like I said, I think you just sort of take it for granted when you live around here. It's just always been here.
That's right.
You know, but it is awesome. You step back and go, look at all the moving parts and all the things that have to go on and take place in order for this thing to happen. It's pretty awesome they've been able to do that at that level for so long, you know, to sustain it. So,
There's a lot of shows that have died and gone away.
absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, I was talking to one of the service providers last week about this show, and I was elaborating on how in the world can you not afford not to be there?
Yeah.
You know, you really need to be there. It's in your backyard, and if you're in the business of managing and hunting and that stuff, and outdoors, it's a great place to market and advertise your products.
Absolutely. And stop by our booth. Who knows? We may have a few giveaways of our own.
Yeah, and
You know,
we'll
some
have
stuff.
our full line of merch available.
Yep. Some of you guys have asked about merch, and it's crazy. We've tried to promote it some, probably not as good as we should have, but we got stuff in stock now. And if you want to just swing by and grab something in person or just talk, by the way, you can just come say hello. You don't have to buy anything, you know.
That's
just come
right.
hang out. So we're looking forward to it. But like, I think it's funny, Mark, you said like that's kind of like what signals the like,
Start of deer season.
like it's around the corner, you know, because right now I feel like most outdoor enthusiasts for the most part are thinking of one of two things right now. It's either bass fishing, we're ripping lips doing something right now when it's hot. Of course, with all the rain we've had, it kind of makes it hard to do that. But or you're thinking about, man, it's almost college football season, which means it's almost time to blast some doves.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, dove season prep is
it.
upon us now. You know, if that's your thing, if you got a place to prep and do sunflowers or, you know, whatever you guys like to plant for that. But
I think it's a smaller, well, no, it's definitely a smaller group that's serious about dove hunting. But by gosh, the people that are, you know, halfway serious about it are serious about it.
They're fanatics.
Gone.
They are.
And if you don't plant dove fields, especially sunflowers, and you don't understand what it takes to grow good sunflowers, then you're missing out. Because one, it is time consuming, and number two, it is expensive.
That's right.
It is, but it does work.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, we got our sunflowers in several weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they're already 4 feet tall and starting to flower.
Man.
Yeah.
Starting to flower.
Already,
The
a couple
wet-
of them are already starting to pop.
All the
The
rain.
rain that
Dog.
we've
Yeah,
had.
Yes.
it's unbelievable.
Yes, I walked through field 2 yesterday just to make sure I didn't have any encroachment from deer and such coming in. None whatsoever.
Good.
Our fencing is working, continues to work,
Good deal.
and saw a couple of them starting to flower out. So
Well, you know, we planted one of my clients' places the week after we planted down there, and y'all have referenced the rain multiple times, and it's difference in soil as well. We're up here in Marshall County along the Tennessee River, really, really heavy clay, but sunflowers down there are 4 feet tall, 3 feet tall. It docks and starting to flower. And the ones down there on the river are about 3 inches tall.
Wow.
And that's the ones that survive the deer. We've had so much rain, that heavy clay, it's just the porosity levels is very poor.
Porosity.
Yeah. That's it's holding too much moisture.
I need a big word button for
Big
the
word
soundboard.
button.
Yeah, big word. So you can.
And too much rain, can it be a bad thing?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yes.
And my garden is suffering.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get off in my garden thing, but my squash is really suffering. My watermelon's starting to rot.
Yep.
And
Too much
and my
moisture.
broccoli's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's just getting too much. There's nothing I can do about it.
Nope. We
Would raised beds help in that situation to be drained?
Yes.
Would it would
It
drain
can.
better?
yes, they'll drain better.
Okay.
But our sunflowers are, a few inches tall. Of course, deer wore them out. We have now applied just on 2 fields on that track, 4 ton of Milorganite.
Is it helping?
Yes, but
Yes.
It's because of all the rain, it's not lasting very
You're having to
long.
reapply.
Diluting.
Yeah, but the trico
Yep.
that Matt Kalane with Hell and Ag sent us, working like a champ. We don't have soybeans or sunflowers tall enough to put them on yet because of the water, but our clover fields, because we knocked down 20 something acres of annual stuff to plant our summer annuals, our clover fields were just getting
hammered.
annihilated.
Yep.
And so we sprayed those with trico, and man, those things have exploded. And we need another little round of fertilize put on them, but they'll be in good shape just after one application of the trico.
Now, I noticed about a week ago, I've got a perennial clover field. Y'all, it's getting hammered unlike anything I've ever seen. Normally, even my smaller clover fields can withstand the grazing pressure or the browse pressure this time of year. I've got a 5 acre field where there are more stolons without leaves on the top than there are with. And I've never seen that. And mind you, this is also in a year where we've done more burning than we ever have. So it's not like
The
there's a
food's there.
shortage of herbaceous growth.
Right.
The natural growth
Good
is there.
point.
Ragweed, goldenrod, pokeweed, all that's getting browsed heavily, and the clover.
Yeah, Matt and I talked about it riding around, and we're seeing the same thing down there on the river. We do a lot of burning. The habitat is in absolute primo shape. We're going to do some burning as soon as it dries up. But I think that's a reflection of properties that don't shoot a lot of deer on plots, trying to attract deer to them so that you can harvest bucks on them and see deer on them. Those are automatically safe spaces, you know? So deer don't avoid them for any reason versus, some of these other properties that have a lot of deer shot on those fields. Some deer just going to, shy away from them a little bit till they realize, oh my gosh, this is food and we're not getting bothered out here. We're not being shot at. I think it gives, some of those plants time to germinate, get up, and support the pressure. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Well, y'all bring up a good point with clover. I'm a big advocate of clover. I love it. If y'all will help us understand the prevalence in having multiple varieties together, and then on top of that, maintaining them or not maintain them during certain times of the year. If I really want to develop those stands, what's the best technique and strategies to do that?
Who wants to tackle it?
Well, it's multifaceted, but you asked about multiple varieties, and I prefer multiple varieties because you've got different growth stages of each variety at different times.
Right.
Where some are mature and some, are a little younger, maybe a little older, and seeding is going to come at different times. So that's why I'm a fan of that. And then some just put on more tonnage than others. I mean, just is what it is. But I really like, even Matt, referred back to the perennial clovers. Even in the fall, I like to drill in annual clovers that are going to start out in the fall, and then they're going to, mature in the spring, and they'll sustain into the summer months. until they start to peter out because of the dry weather and heat. But you get a lot of different tonnage out of those, especially things like fixation, Balanza clover, and frosty berseem. I really like drilling those into my perennial stands, along with some cereal grains in the fall. But something else I've started, and look, it's been in mixes a lot. You just have less chemical options. Is I really, really like getting chicory in my clover. Chicory really, really handles browse pressure well if you've got enough of it. Anyway, but herbicide applications are important in clover.
Yep.
Keeping grass out of them. I don't worry about broadleaf in clover a whole lot unless you've got an area that's being overtaken by something. One thing that we run into trouble with, especially down on the river in those heavy clay soils, is we do run into issues with dock. And dock is such a heavy reseeder that it'll kind of take over a spot and it'll start to spread out. So we do have to, take care of dock when, and I'm not saying DOCK like curly dock. There's a number of varieties of dock, but it's a broadleaf weed. But I'm primarily worried about grasses and sedges getting in my clover and spreading. So,
sedges are pretty bad where I'm at, and dog fennel.
Yeah,
you'll get dog fennel in some places.
Yeah, and you got to take care of dog fennel because it spreads. And if you don't get dog fennel early, it's tough.
Yep.
You have to soak that stuff down with a broadleaf herbicide or a non-selective herbicide to kill it. You're not going to take care of it with when it's 2 foot tall, 3 foot tall with a base application rate of 2,4 dB. It's not going to kill it. It's not even going. It might make the little head wilt just a little bit, and it's going to come right back. You need to get it early.
So is there as far as maintaining those clover stands?
Yep.
What's the best strategy to do that? And do I need to fertilize as well as lime? Do I need to apply lime? And should I test that soil? And how often should I test it?
Yes, the clover does very well at a pH around neutral.
Yeah.
6.5 to 7.
You need to keep it between 6.5 and 7.
Yep.
If at all possible. And pH is something that changes slowly over time. So I generally tell people if you're soil sampling every 2 years, that's good. That's good enough. If you're implementing new plots or something's going wrong and you can't put your finger on it, you need to be soil sampling every year.
Sure.
And Mark, generally, I use I'll do a spring application of 2020.
Yeah.
And then I might do a fall winter application. I usually do about twice a year.
How many pounds to the acre do you do?
It depends on the soil sample.
Depends.
It does depend, but typically on the soils that I'm in, I'm running 125 to 150 pounds to the acre each application.
That's 2020.
Yeah, and see, he's going a little heavier than we have to over here.
Okay.
Generally, we're okay around that 75 pound per acre rate, and depending on how much browse pressure I'm getting and whether or not my clover appears to be doing well, if it doesn't have any bare spots, shows any sign of problems, then I'll do applications twice a year. If I look like I'm getting a ton of browse pressure and I'm getting some thin spots, I'll go ahead and hit it a third time. Generally, I'll do it early spring, and then I'll catch it when I know things are going to be raining in the summertime, mid to late summer, and I'll hit it again, and then I'll do it again in the fall at the time of when I'm doing fall planting into my clover, drilling cereal grain, something like that.
Yeah, and Jeremy's already said that twice. Even in my perennial clover stands that are thick, if there's solid clover, I generally come back in and put crimson and cereal rye or crimson and oats.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the fall.
And at what point do you mow your clover?
I typically don't.
You just leave it.
I don't.
He got enough deer to keep it looking like a golf course.
Yeah, I don't typically mow mine. Now, one thing I do try to do is knock the grasses back down.
Yeah.
In the spring, I don't want the grasses that are planted in the fall to take over the stand. So I'll either, do a mowing or chemical application. I prefer using the herbicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing people really need to be mindful of, and it's one reason that I know the people sitting in this room understand, is not planting or allowing ryegrass to become established in a clover field,
Is very
because
important.
it's a nightmare to get
Yep.
rid of, because it's such a heavy reseeder. I mean,
Yep.
you saw what we're dealing with at Doc's.
Yep.
We'll be 3 years of clethodim applications to get rid of all the ryegrass in his fields.
That's right.
Doing it at minimum 1 time a year, if not 2 and 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people that argue till they're blue in the face about planting Marshall ryegrass. I don't care. They're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall ryegrass is not a preferred deer forage at the times that deer need it. Will they eat it? Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll eat it.
But is there any nutritional value at all?
Yes.
There is
Oh,
nutritional
yeah.
value.
But
to
it's
it?
not-
It's not.
It's very low, though.
No, it's actually pretty good. But
Okay.
it just comes at a time that it's not needed for deer. It doesn't come during their stress periods.
Right.
We're focused on trying to keep good nutrition during their stress periods. Late winter, summer months when things really dry out, harden off. It can be nutritional, but if you put it alongside 3 or 4 other highly preferred grasses that we can plant, nutrition is going to be about the same, but they're going to prefer others.
It's
over-
normally dead last on preference level.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's kind of like we talked about deer eating privet. Will they? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If there's better natives there, they will choose that over the privet. But if there's not good beneficial natives, and it's a lot of privet and there's a lot of deer, it's going to look like it's their most highly preferred food source out there.
Yeah.
But it's because they've got that to eat.
Makes sense.
But yeah, clover. I do mow clover occasionally, but it does depend on the varieties. And one reason I do like to mow clovers on occasion is, when they're putting the seed head on or flowers, and those flowers dry, especially if I've got thin spots, I want to just clip the tops so that I'm knocking the flowers out and broadcasting that seed into the stand.
Do you do that when the flower browns?
Yes, when it dries out.
So just wait till it dries out.
Yeah. So if you
And then
if you
about-
got a beautiful red head on crimson clover, that's too early.
Leave it.
Yep. You've got to wait till that thing dries out and looks kind
Turns
of brown.
brown.
Yep. Then you can clip the tops and hit those seed heads, and it'll scatter that seed, and you'll have seed there, for the future.
Same with the white.
Same with the whites. Yeah. And whites do a little more spreading with the stolons. Some varieties anyway. Some of them really are aggressive in that manner. Some are not so aggressive. But yes, I want to let the seed heads dry and then just clip the tops.
Great.
And that can be, especially folks that use a lot of like Uchi air leaf. Mm-hmm. I mean, that stuff need waist high.
I've seen it almost chest high.
Yeah.
And the leaves on it
Yeah,
are
they'll be
huge.
big.
They're
But
huge.
if you don't clip that stuff, cut that stuff back, it gets really high, and then what's underneath is shaded, and it creates a mat. So there are varieties that you need to mow, you need to take care of a little better than others. But the vast majority that people are growing, the crimsons, the basic reds, there's a number of them, Ladino, Burana, Patriot, those generally don't need it. Especially in areas that's got decent deer numbers. You're going to keep it eat down.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
I love clover.
Oh, there's
Absolutely.
nothing better.
Deer and turkey love it. And what is it about the clover that develops so many bugs? Why? I mean, grasshoppers, the insects.
It's
What
very
is-
palatable.
Uh-huh.
It's easy to digest.
And a lot of flowers.
Yep, the flowers attract pollinators.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. One of the, most of them aren't native to our parts of the world, but they are a phenomenal food source for just about everything.
Mm-hmm. That's why I like
nice.
clover. You get
I do
benefits to the deer, turkey, insects, and insects are absolutely critical to the success of an ecosystem. So
Just about every spring when we were lucky enough to take a bird,
Yep.
when you look in that crawl,
yep.
it's going to be loaded with clover, and usually insects that are involved that are utilizing that clover as well.
Yep.
And that's always been really beneficial. That clover has.
Yep.
Come out there and bug, eat a salad, get it all.
Yeah,
That's right.
Well, and
And it's highly nutritional.
Yep. And despite common thought, you've actually got a lot of chemical choices to target tough to kill grasses and stuff out of clover. Now there'll be people that disagree with me, and Matt, we talked about it earlier, is mixing clethodim and 2,4-DB. And you folks out there that want to get into spraying, the B is the vital part to remember in that 2,4-D. B. Yeah, butarac. If you go straight 2,4-D, it'll smoke clover, won't it, Matthew?
It will.
It'll absolutely smoke it.
Ask him how he knows.
Yeah. You can't,
Just as simple as grabbing the wrong jug.
Yeah, you can't get in a hurry. You
No.
got to make sure you grab the right one.
And see, that's a mistake that I made knowing. I knew full well that 2,4-D will kill clover. I just grabbed the wrong jug one day. I didn't take time
you
to
got to
look.
make sure that extra letter's out there.
Yep, I had 2,4-D and 2,4-DB on the same shelf.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you bring up
How
B,
much did you
But,
end up killing?
All of it.
I mean, how many acres though?
Oh, I probably had 5 total acres, and I sprayed 3 of my 5 fields. So I killed
Whoops.
2/3 of my clover in one afternoon.
That sucks.
Yeah.
He called me frantic.
Uh-oh.
I said, it's done now, boss.
Nothing you can do about
Oh,
it.
so-
There's nothing you
so
can do.
you knew, like,
He figured it out.
I figured it out when I
Okay.
got back. I was like, "Is that what I put in that tank?" And I was like,
okay.
You're
I was
kidding
thinking
me.
that like the next time you went to check the field out, it was just brown or
"Oh,
something.
it was," but I knew I knew the day that I did it.
I got you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's done, bud.
I'm just glad it was mine and not a client.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. If I'm gonna make a mistake, I'd much rather it be my stuff.
Yeah.
than somebody
But I was
else's.
talking about the clethodim and the 2,4-DB. A lot of people mix it, and I have, but this is just me personally, and it's anecdotal. I have seen reduced effectiveness on killing tough to kill grasses when I do that.
when you mix them.
Yeah, when I mix them. And another thing is temperature will have a lot to do with that. Spraying really hot days or letting that chemical sit in a tank for a period of hours before you spray
Yep.
in hot weather.
Yep.
That stuff will turn into Elmer's glue.
So does
when
the
you
heat
mix
break it down? Or is it?
It just causes a chemical reaction.
It causes a chemical, and also I've seen, like trichopyr, when the humidity is really high and the temps get above 87, 85,
Oh,
87 degrees, it'll volatilize and
It'll move.
move through the air, through the humidity in the
Come on
air,
now.
and affect other things around what you've sprayed.
Yep. You've got to
Read the label.
Read the
You gotta
friggin'
Read
label.
the dang label.
Yeah.
Read it.
And another common misconception, and you can get on any Facebook group out there that's got to do with food plots or spraying or anything else, maybe other than like big agriculture producers. They actually know better. They'll talk about squirting Dawn dishwashing detergent liquid, in their tank. Mm-hmm. And look, will it work? Yes. Will it work with all chemicals? Absolutely
No,
not. Because soap has ionic and anionic properties. And there's a reason that surfactants produced for herbicides say non-ionic surfactant. Mm-hmm. Because anionic and ionic can cause a chemical reaction. And so it's not with all of them, but it is with some. And I have made boo-boos because, I grew up and it was no different before I was educated in this stuff from not college, but, real world experience and then chemical courses that Matt and I have had to be commercial applicators. Go ahead and squirt you some dishwashing soap and some some pretty caustic stuff. And again, it's Elmer's glue.
Wow.
It will turn that stuff into something so thick that you don't have a hope of spraying it out of nothing. You just got to dump it out. And then you've got a mess.
Expensive mess,
Yeah.
probably.
And one of the last times I mixed 2,4-DB clethodim, of course, I was using the right surfactant. It was really hot. We had a place in Jackson County, and we sprayed one day, and we left some in the tank overnight and going to finish spraying the next day.
Bet you didn't.
No, sir. You cut that pump on without looking in there, ready to go, and it and that's all the pump does. You go back there and look at your nozzles, and it's just got stringy,
Just
gooey,
Ew.
just mess hanging out of it.
And
I'm
you'd
like,
be amazed at how many people don't know that. I have to tell
Sure.
people all the time, you can spray this, but you better do it within
Spray
2
it
to 4
all.
hours
Yeah.
and get it out of your tank that day. Don't wait till 3 days later.
Right.
If you have a day to spray, you better have enough time to do your
Yeah.
spraying and your cleanup afterwards.
and I imagine you need to clean your system out too.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Just run
Well,
water through it.
Yep.
And one thing that people don't take into account with a lot of different herbicides are they'll just read down through there and they'll say, okay, it'll kill this, and this is what I've got. This is the ounces per acre I've got to put out to kill it. You need to read back through there and see that there'll be a little blurb down there that says plant back interval. Mm-hmm. And that's before you can plant all this stuff back after you've sprayed that. Mm-hmm. There's not anything more fun in life than to put several $100s of seed in the ground and you didn't pay attention to your plant back interval. And you're like,
What
we
happened?
put all this, what happened? We don't
Why ain't
have
coming up?
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't read. Your plant back interval says you got to wait 45 days, and you sprayed, you sprayed something down and planted 14 days
Days
later.
later.
You're toast.
So is it acting like a pre-emergent?
Yes, it's a lot of those chemicals have some soil residuals to them, and it will affect your plant back. I mean, even we're talking about clethodim. Clethodim has a plant back interval for grasses, so it's not something that you can just throw on the ground, and 5 days later come right behind and plant certain things.
Sure.
2,4-D, same thing. It's got a plant back interval for certain species.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the ones that are really, really specific that you need to watch are those pre-emergents, things that you're putting down to inhibit growth of broadleaf or grasses in a crop production type orientation. There, those plant back intervals can be lengthy, very, very lengthy.
Gotcha.
Some of them can even be over a year.
Wow.
There's nothing like, and we, I would have to go back because I've got the notes on it, even back from when I was working with Cetera. I can't remember what we flew over a stand, and they flew over a 7-acre food plot. And whatever it was that they flew, you couldn't grow a stitch of nothing broadleaf in for over a year.
Wow.
I just had to go back and look. I can't remember. We were probably targeting some kind of invasive, might have been kudzu or something. I don't recall. That's been 15 years ago. But I remember trying to plant something and none of it coming up. I'm like, what the frig? And got to asking and finally called the chemical company that we bought all the chemicals from for the helicopter flights. And he's like, oh, yeah, you can't plant that. He's like, well, nothing grow there other than grass for 12 to 18 months. Like, awesome.
Can look like
Didn't know that.
Wish I'd have known.
Look like nuclear fallout.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, some of that stuff does. Look,
Yeah.
if there's one thing about the timber industry, they know how to make a clear cut look like the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
Not many of them do that anymore because of erosion, but they got real good at identifying prescriptions that you couldn't grow nothing but a rock.
Yeah.
But that was good for pine trees. So
Which is what most of those guys care about.
That's it.
They like pine trees. Well, yeah, I mean, we've kind of jumped around a little bit on the. I had one more question before we got off of the dove stuff. I've heard, I believe you. I don't know if I've heard you say it before, but how important is something like sand or gravel in your fields? Stuff like I know that something I feel like people overlook. Don't think about too much when they're trying to plant. If you can do that, should you? I guess if you put some around nearby.
Yeah, I mean, there's ample places for them to get it, but if you can have food, roost trees, water, and some type of grit, gravel, sand, you've got everything a dove needs.
If you can just provide bare ground.
Yep. Bare ground, they'll get it.
Yep.
But where do you always see doves when you're riding around?
In the dirt road.
Dirt roads.
Yeah,
sure.
or sitting right off the side of the friggin' pavement.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just picking up grit and gravel.
Right.
That's all they're doing right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we don't do it on a lot of places because there's not that many people that invested in doves. But we've dug ponds, and we've put kind of made our own sandbars, more or less, or sand entrances to those ponds. Keep grass sprayed out of it so that doves can easily just land and just waddle their little butts down to the water and get water.
And they will.
Yeah, look, let's face it, they're not bright.
No.
So
They are delicious.
yes, you can't have a bunch of cover around because they'll every one get picked off by a hawk or a cat, something like that. So they need clear area to land in, and get gravel and water is great.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about doves, obviously it's a migratory bird.
Yep.
Are we closing in on local birds? We facilitating more birds here locally, or birds staying here locally?
Yes.
More so, I think there's been a large argument about that.
I'm seeing a lot
For
of
years.
birds, resident birds.
Resident birds.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can tell a difference when you put them in hand. Our resident birds are going to be smaller.
Smaller.
Yep.
Yeah. You get those corn-fed Nebraska birds that fly down here. I mean, they are much closer in size to a Eurasian collared dove than our little peanuts that are grown here.
Closer to a pigeon.
And we, the opening week is if we haven't had any cold fronts or anything.
That's
like
what
that,
you're killing.
You're going to kill a lot of resident birds that hatch year birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be, the big full breast, full plumage.
Yeah.
They're actually kind of small.
They are.
They're actually small, and by the time you clean them, they're just not
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. 50-cent piece.
One
Yeah.
bite.
It's deer, or it's the dove nuggets.
Yeah.
Not dove breast. But it's, Matt and I, and of course you may know how, but because of our work at the state, we had to trap doves and band them and things like that. So we're pretty proficient at aging and sexing them. Matt's really proficient at sexing them. Birds and snakes.
So many unnecessary comments.
I want to start using the plumage. I don't know what that word means. I'm gonna start throwing it. I'm gonna start throwing it around though.
It's full feathered.
Full feathered.
Yeah,
There you go.
feathers. Yeah.
Yep.
Plumage.
But yeah, just seeing the birds, when you're on a dove hunt, you can pull the wing out and you can figure out what month the bird was hatched.
Yeah.
And by coloration, you can tell, the sex. Matt does it a different way, but
Did y'all know that snakes have a hemipene?
Elaborate.
What did you call me?
It's 2 penises.
That doesn't even sound fun.
No, they do.
It doesn't
They have
sound
2.
good at
which
all.
one do they think?
Which one? That's a good one.
Are they
have a
left penis to right
The
penis?
hemipenis. They have one that actually comes from both sides, so they can breed either
Get around
way.
a corner.
I reckon. Yeah,
I knew a guy like that one time.
tidbit of information.
Are
God.
sharks not the same way?
Never asked one.
I don't know.
At least great whites. I think.
Really?
I'm look. Clearly not a biologist.
Shark Week.
but seriously, I really do think they are though.
Interesting.
I don't know. Well, We'll Google it or something. Ask chat.
Not to get off on sharks, but
Actually, don't Google that. Don't Google shark penis.
it's blowing my mind though how many great whites are being seen in the Gulf now.
I know.
Well,
When I was a kid or
That was
growing up
unheard of.
until
Yeah.
10 years ago,
You'd
that
never
was
heard of
never
that.
heard of that.
Or ones that are tagged and they're pinging. You know, they're getting close and they'll
Yep.
yeah.
and be like, hey, this thing is whatever, 50 miles off Panama City's. You know,
well, they
shore
just
or
caught
whatever.
one in Pensacola a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm not a shark expert and we're not aquaculturists or marine biologists, but
Nope.
y'all, if they don't figure out a way to do something about the sharks in the Gulf,
Well, I was
Oh,
just
that's
about to
it's
mention
going
it.
to ruin the
Do-
recreational fishing.
Do you
It
know
already
that
is.
they have
I know.
allowed commercial sharking now?
Well, I'm glad they need to.
They need to.
I don't. Cody was pulling up because old Uncle Corey has got his captain's license.
Yep.
Believe it or not, y'all.
Wow.
He passed the background
Do
check.
not go on a boat with him. I can vouch.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm
Matt
kidding.
died on the boat.
I died on his boat
with
with
Cody.
but it's okay. I'm still here.
Yeah, but yeah, Cody made a big deal about it. Said that's the best thing that had happened for the Gulf of Mexico fishery in 2 decades.
The last few times that I have been out in the Gulf, and I may never go again, not after my previous experiences. But
death.
yeah, the last few times I've been out, it has been so frustrating because you couldn't get a single game fish to the boat. They all got eaten by sharks. Every single one of them. Like we were catching snapper and amberjack and other fish, and we were pulling up half of a fish. Or we would end up with the shark on the line.
Yeah.
And that's just no fun. There's nothing about that.
The tax man.
Yeah,
The man in
got
the
to
gray
pay the
suit.
tax man.
That's right.
We've got a young man by the name of Tommy Loper that's a captain for Biloxi Charters. And he tells us all that has been telling us the last couple of years, it's been just a big time struggle to your point. And, these guys, they take them out and they spend all this money to go fishing and
They feed the sharks.
they're bringing up some giant snapper and they only have a head.
Yep. That's it.
And what's sad is they get them right up to the boat and bam, the sharks are getting them. And so there's something that needs to be in check. And it's not to bring up another subject, it's almost like the raptors,
Oh, Lord.
and we can't develop quail or turkey poults are suffering and everything else is, paying the price for something that's being protected. It kind of,
Yes.
are we at the point where we need to start managing these things?
I
And
wish that I
what
had.
would be the secret formula?
I wish I had the reference and I could be wrong. I may be wrong, and if I am, please somebody correct me. Was it Cooper's hawks that since the removal of DDT have seen a 700% increase?
I think it's Cooper's. Yep.
700% increase in Cooper's hawks across the landscape.
Y'all, look.
They killers too.
And they're bird specialists.
Yes.
That's what they do.
They're so fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Them
that's what
and
people
Sharpies.
understand. I mean, they're on top of a pole.
A quail. Yes.
The problem with animals, and Lord, I married one and love her dearly, but my wife is all about. She's not a conservationist when it comes to animals. She's a preservationist, and that mentality is so widespread now. People cannot separate their emotions from doing what is best for the animal as a whole, not that individual,
Right.
but as a whole, and the landscape and the ecosystem. Same friggin' thing going on in Huntsville right now with this
he
deal
did
with
it.
the.
He
I
did
did it.
He did.
The
Oh,
H-
boy.
the
I
HOA.
thought we weren't going to talk about this.
No, man. Look, there's a HOA in Huntsville that were set to capture geese, resident geese, by the way. They ain't nothing migrating about them, or they wouldn't be here with their freaking young. That's supposed to be going on way elsewhere, not in Alabama, okay? And they were set to.
I'm going to use that way elsewhere.
Yeah, way
Way
elsewhere.
elsewhere.
They were set to kind of nonchalantly capture these geese and gas them. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how much goose shit a goose produces in a day, but it's a lot.
Too much.
Okay?
And it's nasty and it's messy.
It's pounds, okay? And this place has got hundreds of geese on it, and it's ruining the water, and it's ruining
The experience.
The
Could you
experience
imagine
out
walking
there.
out in your yard in that?
and on the sidewalks, and it got shut down because an animal lover that must have been involved in the HOA or at the meeting that caught wind of it and blasted it all over the interweb, and they got that whole thing shut out when the HOA did everything legally they were supposed to
do.
Yep.
to be able to handle a nuisance. And
But
now
That's
it's
the
been-
key word, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nuisance. And
But
people need to understand
People
nuisance.
cannot remove emotion from management
No.
decisions.
And the
They
adverse
they cannot
effects.
do it.
Yep.
Cannot do it.
And my big thing with it is y'all move to the country because you like what's out there. Leave your city mind in the city. This is the country. You're going to deal with some of this. You're going to deal with animals, and you're going to deal with some of those animals getting killed.
Management.
Yep.
You have to manage these resources.
Well, if you look at society, we as a society are disconnected from the natural world.
Yep.
We
Yep.
don't understand how it works anymore. Well, I don't talk about we as in us,
Right.
but a large segment of the population, they ascribe anthropomorphic, human qualities to
animals.
people or to,
Right.
to animals.
Well,
And you just can't do that.
when you have, unfortunately, when you have people identifying now as animals, that tells you the mentality we're at.
Oh, I know.
And so that right there is just,
Don't get me
I
started.
mean,
on that.
So
like,
anyway.
would it be any different if the nuisance animal was alligators in Florida?
Oh,
or if it
absolutely.
was,
100%.
or if it was
Absolutely.
black bears,
If
or
there
if
was
it
a
was
threat of
Well,
it
because
eating
it's
somebody,
not a
absolutely.
cute little goose that they
Right.
can walk out there
Right.
with.
I guarantee
See?
you, if there were 900 water snakes crawling up in people's yards,
Yes.
they'd be killing them.
Yes.
Yes, they would.
Yep. And they'd be doing it out there in front of everybody.
Celebrating it.
Yep. But Lord heaven help us, we kill a goose.
Well,
But they,
Yeah.
they talk about them being gassed and it being, wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't know. We've lost our way as a society
No,
well,
when it comes to animals and many other things.
that's right. Well, guys, listen, I know we kind of jumped all over the place and hit a few different topics. We're just
It's like a ranting and raving
it's a
episode.
Ranting and Raving episode. We're talking about deer
Good
shows
stuff,
and
though.
off season and planting clover and food plots and
Dove hunting and killing geese.
That's right.
You name it. Snakes.
and snakes. That's right.
The
You
best
got-
topic of all.
That's debatable.
Good stuff.
Debatable. But Mark, appreciate you being here and hanging out
hey,
with us.
I can't thank y'all enough. I've been looking forward to get up here and talk with y'all. I always enjoy learning. I learn so much when I spend time with y'all, and I just appreciate y'all always sharing your knowledge. I always want to provide a better product and a better service for my clients, and the best way I know to do that is surround myself with people that know more than I do. And y'all have always been really good to me in the last few years, and feel like you've kind of taken me in and helped me come a long way. So, guys, if you're looking for some great resources, some good information, this is the place to get it. And again, I encourage you to come down to the World Deer Expo and come see us. Let's talk management. Let's talk habitat. Let's talk about your farm. And if there's a way that we can help you out, we sure would love to do so.
Yeah, we'll tell lies about turkeys too.
Absolutely. We got the turkey man sitting next to us. So, yeah, when you get done talking turkey, we can tell you what it takes to get more of them.
That's right.
That's right. Well,
Again, thank y'all so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing everybody at the Deer Show.
No problem. Go by, see us, see him. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. July 17th through the 19th.
Yes, sir. 24-19 through 24-22.
That's right.
Y'all come see us.
We'll see y'all on the next one.
Out.
See ya.